I am focusing on DPO optimization and payables modernization outcome, which mainly emphasize on invoice and payment within P2P cycle. Let me ask you a simple question. If your best supplier calls CFO asking why the payment is delayed, do you immediately know where the invoice is stuck? If the answer is no, then the problem is not your APT. The problem is that your payables processes are outdated. Today, I am going to talk about payables modernization and why invoice and payment transformation is no longer optional in Oracle Fusion. Here is what I see consistently across industries. Invoices are stuck, nobody knows where. AP teams are overloaded with follow-ups instead of value-added work. Supplier complain about delayed payments. Auditors raise observation around internal control and approvals. Treasury does not trust AP aging for cash forecasting. All of this leads to single outcome. Finance has become reactive instead of strategic. This outcome is important because invoices and payments are the financial backbone of P2P cycle. Any inefficiency here directly impacts cash flow, supplier trust, audit risk, and working capital. By modernizing invoice processing and payment execution, the business achieves faster invoice turnaround, higher touchless processing, and predictable payments. This not only reduces operational cost but also ensures accurate accounting, stronger control, and better cash visibility, which are critical for CFO level decision making. Simply put, if payables is modernized, the entire operation becomes more stable, scalable, and reliable. Payables modernization is often misunderstood. Many organizations believe that implementing ERP automatically modernizes payables. In reality, modernization must be measured, not assumed. In our approach, we evaluate more than 50 payables metrics across the invoice and payment lifecycle to determine true modernization. On the invoice side, we assess how many invoices are PO backed versus non-PO backed, the dependency on manual entry, along with the frequency of validation failure and rework. On the payment side, we examine approval compliance, exception trend, and the adoption of automated and host-to-host payments. To bring structure to this analysis, we organize all metrics into 6 strategic lenses. The first lens is process quality, which focuses on accuracy, stability, and compliance. The second lens is process modernization, measuring automation, touchless processing, and effective use of Oracle Fusion best practices capability. The third is data quality, because poor data quality undermines every automation initiatives. The fourth is risk and governance, covering approvals, segregation of duties, and audit readiness. The fifth lens is efficiency, evaluating cycle time, productivity, and cost per transaction. The sixth lens is AI enablement, assessing readiness for intelligent and autonomous payables. Together, the 6 lenses transform payables from a transactional function to a strategic, a truly future-ready capability. This can be solved by standardizing the invoice creation process through well-defined business controls and operating procedure. By enforcing mandatory validation, maker and checker reviews, and clear approval guidelines, organization can reduce manual errors even without using additional tools. Strong governance, user training, and periodic reconciliation further ensures accuracy and compliance in the invoice processing lifecycle, such as intelligent document recognition, document I/O, payables and payment agent, the supplier portal, and invoice creation through spreadsheet helps reduces the cycle time between invoice date and invoice creation. Accuracy is further improved by introducing a maker-checker framework through approval workflows. On the payment side, automation can be achieved by scheduling payment process requests and enforcing approvals within payment execution, ensuring both efficiency and governance across the end-to-end payable process. PO is fluctuating. Your payables process is speaking to you. In the procure to pay cycle, success is not defined by how many invoices you process. It is defined by how well you control cash, manage risk, and improve DPO without hurting supplier relationship. This is where Orbrick enable meaningful AP modernization. We start with foresight. We measure end-to-end P2P metrics across invoice capture, validation, approval, and payment. These metrics are benchmarked against industry standard to understand whether your DPO performance is driven by strategy or constrained by process inefficiencies. Using process mining, we also measure activity level cycle time, such as invoice to approval, approval to accounting, and accounting to payment. This gives CFO clear visibility into where working capital is getting locked due to bottlenecks, rework, or exception handling. The second phase is Second Sight, powered by human-led consulting. Here, we deep dive into AP and P2P data using structured slice and dice analysis to identify real problems. This includes issues such as manual invoice entry, non-PO invoices, approval delays, payment blocks, and lack of automation or governance. Based on the findings, we design and implement targeted AP modernization initiatives, including automation, policy-driven approvals, payment scheduling and optimization, tighter control within P2P cycles. The focus is always on improving DPO in a controlled and sustainable fashion. Finally, we move to hindsight. Post-implementation, we continuously measure same P2P and DPO metric to validate whether the changes are delivering the intended outcomes. This ensures improved cash flow predictability, reduced manual efforts, stronger control, and measurable ROI from AP modernization.